Hello Internet, and it's going to be another Top 5 Wednesday. This is a Goodreads group run by Sam over on Thoughts on Tomes. Both links are down below for your perusal. Now, today's Top 5 Wednesday topic was bromances, platonic bromances. And for this, I decided to choose bromances that I see as purely platonic, no matter what the fandom wants to say, no matter what the fan fiction wants to say. These are bromances that are purely platonic in canon, and that I still see as platonic out of canon. And then we're going to have some honorable mentions at the end, just so we can have some fun. So first we're going to talk about Beast Boy and Cyborg off of the Teen Titans cartoon. I'm not as familiar with Beast Boy and Cyborg in the comic book series because I read 1 or 2 volumes in, but I have not got a chance to read more into that, so I can't speak on that. But the Teen Titans cartoon was my jam, and Beast Boy and Cyborg are the bestest friends, and their bromance is something to aspire to. Next we have Stiles and Scott from Teen Wolf. Now, while I'm not an avid fan of Teen Wolf, I like to make fun of it more for its melodrama and teenishness. I don't think teenishness is a word, but I'm making it one. I do really like Stiles. Stiles is my favorite character from that show when I do watch it with friends. He is an absolute dear, and because of his dedication to his friendship with Scott, I am willing to call it a bromance that I love. I would just like a friend like Stiles. I really don't care about Scott. Like, I get he's sweet and puppy doggish, but I don't think he treats Stiles the way Stiles deserves to be treated sometimes, because Stiles is awesome and the whole show should be about Stiles. As you can see, I'm only slightly biased. Next bromance, which is a real bromance with literal bros, Fred and George Weasley from the Harry Potter series. I don't think you could get a better bromance than Fred and George Weasley. Not only are they real bros, they're twins. They are the best of friends and the best of bros. I cannot imagine a better friendship and broship than those two. I mean, that's why Fred's death hit me so hard, is you can't imagine one without the other. It's impossible. Like, I get they're two separate people, but they are one entity. They are like a crystal gem, okay? They fuse together and they make Gred and Forge, and you can't separate that, JK. You just can't. Next we have Mike and Sully from Monsters, Inc. Now, I haven't watched Monsters, Inc. in a very long time, but from what I can remember, they are a friendship to aspire to. Not only are they roommates, not only are they there for their ups and downs, and if you watch from Monsters University, you see they didn't start off as the best of friends, but the way that their relationship develops, how they support each other, how they're there for each other, how they're always backing each other up, how dedicated they are to each other as friends, to being there for each other, just, yeah. I'm there for that. The last one, I'm going to go with Aang and Zuko. And I hear all of you little fangirls screaming at me. Aang and Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender, yeah, they deserve to be together, screams the fangirl in the background. And I'm sorry. I just don't see it. I can't support that fandom ship. I'm sorry. I didn't see it when I was little. I was always there for Aang and Katara. I mean, Aang and Katara was my jam. From the very first episode when they're introduced together, I was like, Katara, Aang, you need to get together. So I just can't break up my OTP ship for Avatar: The Last Airbender to allow Zuko to butt his head in. I didn't even like when I first heard of the Katara Zuko thing. I was like, no, Katara don't need to be with Zuko. Katara needs to be with Aang. So it's the same way the other way around. I just need Zuko to stop butting into things. However, their bromance fantastic. From the beginning, when you see them as enemies, towards the end, when they become friends, when you watch Legend of Korra and you meet Zuko there, and then just how, like, he fondly remembers his time with the Avatar. You just know that they were really good friends. You know that they were there to help each other and support each other and to be by each other's side. They were brothers at arm, even though they were very different and had very different backgrounds. Now for my honorable mentions. Canon bromances that I just don't see as platonic in my mind, in my fangirl mind. These canonly platonic bromances are not so canon. I'm sorry. You need to fix that. So here are the canonly platonic bromances that Chinoa does not think are as platonic as the canon makes it seem. First, we have Spock and Kirk from Star Trek. We don't even have to go into why. They are the perfect command couple, okay? You know they're together. You know. Then we have John and Sherlock. I think this one, not because I am as vigilant as other fangirls in this, but simply because they act like an old married couple, and I can't see Sherlock loving anybody other than John. Like, I think Sherlock is a completely asexual character, but he is very capable of romantic feelings towards one Dr. John Watson. So, yeah, I don't think it's as platonic as the canon makes it seem. Next, we have Achilles and Patroclus. Already, I have told you about this one. We have Madeline Miller to back me up. We know they were banging each other during the war. They weren't just good friends. And then finally, something I mentioned in my Madeline Miller Song of Achilles video, Gilgamesh and Kendu. I think I said that right. But when you read the Epic of Gilgamesh, they basically say that Gilgamesh and the other dude that Gilgamesh and Kendu are soulmates. Like, they're perfect for each other. They are one half of each other. And I'm like, I don't think that's as platonic as Gilgamesh makes it seem at times. I think they were a little more into each other than that. So, those were all of my bromances. All of my bromances that I think are fantastic. The purely platonic, both canon and in my mind bromances, and then some of the canon platonic bromances that I just don't see as platonic. Comment down below if you agree or disagree with any of these. If you have a few bromances that you don't think are as platonic as the canon makes it seem, and bromances that even though the fangirls be trying to convince you that they be a little more than platonic, you're like, no, it ain't happening. Like, which bromances make it or break it in the platonic spectrum for you? Comment down below. Let me know. And if you like what you're seeing here and you want to continue to see more, you hit all those bunnies down below. You hit them all. And goodbye, Internet.